That's amazing. I have just discovered that I have been sat here chatting away.
That's amazing.
There you go. That's feedback. That's feedback coming through. And this is why I am not the person that is normally booked for this. Clearly, I'm in no way qualified to do this. So I guess I'll go and say everything again that I've been saying. I'll start from the beginning. So, hi everyone, thanks for joining. That would probably explain then the technical difficulties that I've been claiming in my Discord messages to the SVR team, trying to work out how it was that the SVR Racing channel was still showing waiting for SVR Racing when we are quite clearly past the 7 p.m. Go time. The message I got was to start your stream and play audio. So I've just been sat here chatting away, and it looks as though from the settings on the console here that I've had myself on mute. So that's hilarious, isn't it? That's fun. Well, now we're here. Let me start from the top. I will go back to I've been going through the league standings. I'm up to position 9 now. I'll go again. Okay, as we go into what is now, this is round 12 at Nürburgring that we're about to sit down to feast upon. At the end of round 11, the standings are as follows. We'll start from the higher number and we'll get down to the smaller ones. So at position 14, we have KTM Kapas on the Brokaga team. With their 3 points. Looks as though they've only had the opportunity for one race this season, but very much look forward to seeing them on season 3, and I'm excited to see what changes we're going to experience on season 3. A few behind the scenes comments that some of you may be aware of. It does look like we've got rather a good season lined up. Watch this space if you haven't been already. Ahead of Kapas, we have PFC Bannon again, has joined us sort of partway through the season. But with their 3 races, they have managed to secure 8 points for their Kimi's racing team. They sat just behind Milo at Brokaga, who has managed to secure themselves 20 points. Milo is just behind Hervas in position 11, who has again joined the season partway through, but by all accounts has made a fantastic entry, as they've, with only 4 races, have managed to land themselves 31 points, which has secured them the 11th place spot. I've just had a notification that it appears SVR Racing is now live. So hello those that are watching it on YouTube. Sorry we're late. This is what happens when you let an amateur loose and tell them that they're welcome to go and have a crack at something that's quite clearly only reserved and should only be reserved for the professionals. There's a reason that we get the professionals in to do this. You've joined us. I've just lost my train of thought. Where are we? I was talking about Hervas. They've done a great job. There we are. Hervas was just behind Jabo. Jabo unfortunately couldn't close out the season, but for the races that they did complete, they put on a great show. Jabo managed to land us 38 points for the Bokestein team, and I hope that they're back with us for season 3. Jabo is just behind myself in position 9, who I have missed 2 races that I don't want to get into the details of, but I do feel as though if I'd been able to show up for all the races, I may have had a better season. But perhaps next year, season 3 is looking very good. So I've managed to secure myself 50 points, as has Sparky Watt for Coach Dave Delta Racing Team, who has also missed 2 races. So there we are. That's perhaps. Is Nemesis the right word? I don't think it is. They are my peer, my nearest, I guess, in terms of ability. I haven't seen them for the last 2 races. I can't recall, actually, if I'm perfectly honest with you, if they were on this one. Were they not? I don't think that they were. Ahead of Sparky is Rizback with 67. Then as we move up into the upper echelons of the division, Thump with the Dolesi team has themselves 82 points. Fantastic performance. Have started 3 races late, so they didn't get to get 3 races worth of points, but with that absence, they've still managed to secure themselves a top spot in the division, so that's fantastic. Well done. Biggerwood at Janplact, I've forgotten that one. Janplact Racing there with 82 as well, who sits just behind Webbo. Now Webbo, even though they don't appear to have, Webbo hasn't got himself some points for the last 3 races, but he's still sat in the 4th place spot. So very well done to you, Webbo, for the Mega Racing team. In the top 3, then we have Revelit at Janplact with 103, and then at the top 2, our stars of the season, Pat Finn in 2nd place and Wask in 1st. Pat at Mega Racing and Wask at Delesi. And Nat's Whisker in it. Only 1 point stands between them as we go into round 12. So really, it is round 12 that determines which of those 2 is going to come out of the season, the 2nd season of the SVR Racing Adrian Newey Championship as the victor. No spoilers. I do know the result, but I'm not going to tell you because that's what we're here for. So without further ado, I think what I shall now do is crack on and do the thing I've been asked to do. So let's go to the grid, and we will first of all join the back of the grid. We have, let me change the camera, Revelit here in position 13. I think that was actually due to, if I recall correctly, I think that was due to I think it's a penalty that's being paid. Unfortunately, it happens to the best of us. Revelit, though, is a fantastic driver, and I'm sure, if memory serves, they certainly didn't close out the race in that position. But no spoilers. Milo then for Brokaga in 12th, behind Apex Specs in 11th, Hervas in 10th, myself in 9th, PFC Bannon in 8th, Webbo is in 7th place, Rizbak starts the race in 6th, Rhino, our reserve driver at Bokstein, is starting in 5th, very well done. Komakopa is in 4th, Thump in 3rd, Finn in 2nd, and Wask in 1st. So I think that is now time for us to get this underway. Thank you for your patience. I make no apologies for all of the mistakes I'm about to make. I hope you enjoy the show. I certainly enjoyed racing it. I'm sure everybody else that raced it as well enjoyed it as much as I did, if not more. But here we are. Let's get things going. And they're off. Good start. Wask away, Finn away, everybody away. Into that turn 1, which is she's a tight one. It was a tight one, but we seem to have made it through. I don't think there was any contact. I think if there was anything, it was rubbing only. No real collisions through T1. So well done, everybody. As we go into, I think that class is T2. Very tight up at the front there. Was followed closely by Thump. Komakopa coming through in 3rd, followed very closely at the rear there. Finn is chewing on that dust, really trying to get the top spot there. Rizbak coming through as well in that beautiful Kimmy's livery. I don't know what word I was. Oh no, Rhino, my buddy. No, mate, that is not what you want to see at the beginning of that. I think. Is that maybe an issue with some cold tyres? Just lost it on the first turn there. But Milo, what on earth happened there, mate? Let's have a little. Oh, I think that is just a case of unfortunately. You know what I'm going to say? There's too many beans. That's too many beans going into the corner. Out a little bit, catches the wheels. Maybe he was having a look at what Rhino was up to and thought he'd have a go and a chomp on that grass over there. I don't think it was as enjoyable as he was hoping that to be. Very sorry to see that, Milo. But there we are then, back at the front of the pack. Wask is followed closely by Thump. They're both the Delesi. That's a lovely livery on. I'm actually a little bit jealous of their colour scheme, to be honest. I think they look really, really nice, those cars. I went a bit quiet there because I wanted to see if they had the same approach through that corner there as I didn't learn until the very later stages of my practice that there was an ideal way to go through that corner, which I wish I learned at the beginning. But here we are, we're coming down to the close now of lap 1. Looks a little bit wobbly as it comes out of the chicane. Still being chased down by teammate Thump and followed very closely by Copa. Finn trying to get through on the inside on the final hairpin before the straightaway for the line. And it looks as though he may be just the... It looked as though from that angle that he was going to go and snatch third away there, but perhaps they're going to be able to get it on turn 1. Not quite. Manages to hold that very well. Not quite enough there to snatch this position away from third. Rizback still holding strong there then, following closely behind. We have Webo, followed by Revelit, myself, PFC Bannon, Hervas, Apex, Specs and Rhino and Milo. Really sorry to see that, Milo. Let's climb our way back up. Really a fantastic course to have raced this one. I think out of all of the rounds this season, if I'm perfectly honest, I probably enjoyed this one more than any of them. I don't know if that was because of the tips that I got from a fellow competitor. I did receive a little bit of coaching, but nothing clearly enough to have really tipped the scales in any serious direction. But what they did do for me was to help me find 2 seconds. I was getting a 1:58 in my practices, but thanks to them I managed to get it down to a 1:56, which unfortunately I couldn't quite match on the day, which is disappointing, but still grateful for the help I got. Excuse me. Clearly I'm out of practice of just talking away. Just had a bit of beans. Dinner was naturally inclusive of beans ahead of our round 12 commentary, yeah, just one in the throat there wasn't great to choke on. But back to the action, lap 3 now as we approach T1. Was still holding strong at the front, followed closely by Thump. Copa and Finn still battling it out, and Finn still making that approach on the inside. Unfortunately still being held at bay by Copa there, really good defensively through that corner and holding them away again as we go into the subsequent corners here. I believe that's 4th, and I believe this is turn 5. Great lines coming out, but it looks as though Finn is chasing that down, looking for whatever opportunities it may come through to take that 3rd place. I think really pushing the limits there of what they're able to do in terms of overtakes, in terms of opportunities to get past. I would say actually this track has got an abundance of them, if we're perfectly honest. There's quite a few places that you can go for it. It's whether or not you think you've got enough beans, I guess. Finn's definitely got enough beans, but are his beans spicy enough? Are they spicier than what Copa's got on board? I think as we're going into this corner here, he's going for it. Not quite enough, but he's going to continue that fight. Webo there coming through with a 1:26.9. That's looks to have been there Webo's best section so far. Well, it's only lap 3, but continuous improvements we'd love to see. Would you believe I've been talking all day and I've not had any problems, but obviously now I get on the mic to start trying to talk over a race, and apparently I can't do that without coughing every couple of seconds, so apologies, but if you tune in as a bit of mute, that's for your own safety and your own good, so apologies. Rizback holding in 6th position. I managed to get up to 7th. I was quite pleased with myself. Nerves did probably get the better of me a little bit. I think the pressure of climbing up had started to kind of make it a little bit more intense, but as you can see, I'd taken that I'd say almost controversial line. I know that it is, I think, the official line coming out of that corner, from what I was reading in the discussions. The F1 line is quite common to go out that wide, but just does make you wonder, if it is okay to go out that wide, then what are the white lines for? Wask has already managed to put in a stonking lap, a 156.9 after only 3 laps. I've got a suspicion that he's going to better that in lap 4, but we'll see now. Hervas did a phenomenal job of breathing down my neck. I could almost smell your lunch, mate. The amount of time I spent looking in my rear view is probably part of the reason why I didn't perform as well as I did. Thank you for keeping me on my toes. Kept the adrenaline pumping, I'll tell you that much, and I'm pretty sure I may have, unfortunately with my braking points, I may have messed him up a little bit a couple of times going into that chicane. That wasn't deliberate. I was actually I was paying more attention to where you were, and probably not paying as enough attention to where I was going as I should have been. So maybe you need a bit of camouflage. Come up hidden. Maybe I don't see you coming. Oh, what's happening here? Restart championship chat. Restart championship chat. Apologies, I am trying to work out what that means. If anybody knows what restart championship chat meant, I'd be all ears, because we're live and I'm not quite sure what you want me to do with that information. Restart championship chat? Do you want me to start talking about it again? Is there a button you want me to press? I'll leave that on our P1 just for the moment while I work out. Oh no, just it's just the delay on my laptop. That message actually came through 30 minutes ago. No, 15 minutes ago. Clearly I'm not qualified to be doing this. Sorry everyone. Right, back to the job. Wask still has the fastest lap of a 156.9. Done quite well to remain consistent at 156.9 and 156.9, just not quite a 156.9 as quick as the previous two. But let's see now as we go into the 6th lap, what's he going to pull off here for lap 4? A 156.8. Would you believe? Yes, I would. Look at this entry as we go into turn 1. Very nice line, much more stable than it was for me. Mine, and I think a few of us actually going into turn 1. It was a bit of a bouncy castle situation. I wasn't expecting these Adrian Newey's to bounce around as much as they did, but it certainly felt that as we came down that change in the hill, change in the angle, whatever you call it, it was a bit bouncy, a little bouncier than I'd like. But I know we went different aero settings. Fantastic line going there into, and again I've not studied the corners, sorry, that one, going into that corner, great line, great exit, different gear choices than I was going for. I think I may have to have a little chat with my tutor, because I certainly didn't get that information to go into that corner in that gear, but hey ho. Wasp still holding Thump at bay. Thump is, look at the gap he's opened up there. Can we even see him from here? Ridiculous. Wonderful line though coming out of that corner. Finn has now managed to get past Komakopa. Let's see if it's not too far back. Let's see when that happened. I must have missed it. I was chatting away. It's just pinged back. Oh, it's been a while. There we are. Oh, it was on here, was it? Ooh. 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 Oh. That's that line. Controversial, so I'm going to move on and let's just skip all the way back to where we were, which was, I think, Wask had just closed out. Oh no! Messed that up a little bit, I think. Sorry, I've not kept track of where we were. But there we are, as we rejoin the front of the pack. Wask going through the chicane, approaching the end of lap 6. Thump appears to have closed some of that distance. He's at least got P1 in his sights as he approaches the final. Is this one a hairpin? I think it's almost a hairpin. If certainly was a bit of a pin for me. It cost me my race. I've actually only just remembered that. We'll check in at the later stage to see where I went wrong. But yeah, unfortunately my wear was so little that on that final bend I wasn't paying enough attention. I should have been paying more attention. I think I'd got a bit comfortable and it went a bit wrong for me, shall we say, but never mind. Finn then still chasing down, well, I say still chasing down, he's now chasing down P2, having managed to push past Komakopa, who is still holding position, he's still holding P4. Webbo is, he wants it, he's coming for it. You can see he's certainly got the approach. Excuse me. I can almost hear Webbo saying, "What on earth are you on about, Brum? This is not what we expect. You're better than this." I am better than this, but unfortunately I have scoffed my beans a little too close to the beginning of the stream, and it sounds as though perhaps my gullet is a little bit obstructed. That's the risk you take, boys and girls. It's too many beans, as we all know too well, can really cost you, where you just don't need it. Just I should have gone for maybe something a bit smoother. Maybe a bit of porridge would have been a better choice for a pre-commentary meal. But mind you saying that, it probably could have got stuck in my throat as well. Rizbak still holding strong in 6th place, and I'm still feeling the steamy, spicy breath of Hervas down my neck here as we approach again that final hairpin in lap 7 as we go into lap 8. Revelet has managed to make his way up the pack with the extra 10 HP, and Rhino following relatively closely here. Oh, there we are, style points. I think that's going to at least be 5 style points for you there, Rhino. Well done, mate. Apex Specs chasing him down then. Let's jump on board with Apex, see how he does with T1, see if there's any chance of a pass here. Is it close enough? I don't think it is. Maybe. Great line. Very well done. And you, Bannon, also very well done. And Milo, I think Milo is maybe just taking in the sights for this race. It is a very nice track. I think Milo is actually popping in for some fresh tread, as it does look like those softs have worn their way down to the bone. Certainly wouldn't be road legal. What on earth was that noise? That was unpleasant. Don't want to hear that ever again. And there we are, as I've been gibbering on, Finn has managed to secure himself the fastest lap with a 1:56.5, and he's by all accounts there, yeah, he's taken P2. He's snatched it away from Thump, who was hanging on to it for the majority of the first half of the race. But Finn being Finn, as he said, no, that's enough of that. Give me that. That's mine. I'll have that. Thank you very much. And as we go into now lap 9, it is the Canadians, P1, P2, in usual form. Thump has popped in also for some fresh tread down. What, that is awful. Don't like that noise at all. Hate that. It's like That's like being on one of them haunted house train things. Nightmare fuel, that is. Rizback therefore and Webbo managed to find themselves up in the top 5. Kumakopa there was also then managed to get himself a P3. Lovely bit of squeal as he's coming out of there. Oof. Really pushing the track limit there, Webbo. Good work. And now this part of the track, as you can't really quite tell, but it kind of changes the topology of the track. There is a little skew-if, should we say, and a few times, particularly in practice, less so in live on the day. But the back end certainly threw itself away a couple of times for me going out of that corner. I'd managed to get myself up into 6th. But I think really that's only because the faster guys had decided to stop in for some change in tyres. I've gone for the mediums to begin with, so you can see managed to get a little bit more life out of them than the softs. I think if I remember correctly, the softs in my practice was only allowing me about 7 laps, so I was hoping to get 13, maybe 14 laps out of the mediums, and I can't remember for sure whether or not I got that or not. But as you can see, Hervas was really making me sweat all the way through here. Very well done, my friend. You want to leave that grass alone, though. That's the animals, maybe don't want nothing to do with that. Revelit chasing us down. His crazy eyes there. Some think that actually impairs his vision, but what I think many fail to understand is if you can actually angle your eyes in that way, you've actually got a minor advantage. I think it's almost 10 HP, but if you can see there, he's looking up and he's looking straight ahead at the same time, and I think that's what gives him that slight edge over all the other drivers. There is that capacity to be able to see things in a way that only us and our lizard friends, the chameleons, are capable of. So thank you very much for the demonstration of it. Rhino coming into T1, let's jump on board, see how he gets on. Again, much more stable than I'm able to go through that one. I think maybe we need to jump on some training, Rhino. I think maybe you need to give me some pointers. I know you did very well in qualifying as well. Managed to land yourself a 158.3 so far. And I'm sure you're going to beat that before the race is closed out. Apex Specs chasing down. How far are we? Can we see? He's gone through with a sector time of 36.9, followed very closely by Thump, as he's now out on the fresh mediums. Looks like he's there we are. There we go. He's going to go and snatch, but I think we're going to see an overtake. He's going to get that inside line. Very good position. Very well done. Very well done. Lovely overtake. Of course, Apex Specs, I would be absolutely fuming, mate. But you got to respect it. That was a great overtake on the inside there, and I think the extra treads is probably what's giving you the advantage coming through. PFC Bannon then, where are we? How far away are we? Not too far. It's within reach. It's within sniffing distance, if it's not quite touching distance, but it's there. Coming through now with what we got about 45%. You can see the left wheels have certainly got far less tread on them than the rights. It's obviously the price you pay for a clockwise track with quite a large number of right-handers. There's a few left-handers, but yeah, the left side certainly does take a battering more than the right. And we've got a yellow flag. Oh, mate. Oh, is that too many beans? I think it is. Let's have a look. What's that one there? Oh, is it the curb? Oh, that looks to me like that's an input. Is that a disconnect? Oh, mate. Is that reverse? No, it's not. Is he just... Oh, no way. You're going the wrong way, mate. No? Yeah, that's got to be, innit? That's, to me, looks like a hardware failure. Sorry to see that, mate. So Apex then drops down into 12th. Milo, yeah, it is a wonderful track, Milo. sorry to see that this didn't have the best time this race. Wask though, still leading the pack, quite a considerable distance again. Finn really pushing to try and keep up, but I was wondering if it's maybe some disparity in the traction, but they both look to be pretty much neck and neck, at least as far as tread on the wheels goes. But Wask it's got to be performance enhancing, and there's something going on there. How on earth is he able to get so far ahead so consistently? It's if I didn't know any better, I would perhaps consider alleging shenanigans, but we're better than that, so I won't. Just some phenomenal driving, just next level stuff. So as it goes into lap 12, still hasn't managed to best the 156.5, but as that fuel diminishes and he gets ever closer to switching out onto those softs, I'm sure we could probably put money on the fact he's going to end up with a faster time. Hang on, who am I about? Finn has got the 156.5. Wask is still leading the pack, but he's not got the fastest lap. Finn is, where are we? It just doesn't make sense, does it? How is he so far ahead? I wonder if he's managed to somehow sneak a bit of NOS on there this race. I mean, I wonder if we watch closely enough, will we perhaps see a little burst of the flames out of the rear? I don't think so, but it's fun to imagine, isn't it? Excuse me, I'm just going to go and choke again real quick. Yeah, it's not going well for me this evening. Sorry, everyone. Wask still holding P1. Finn doing his utmost. I mean, he's got the fastest lap. He's really welding that pedal to the bottom of the car. But as you can see, he's got what, 6 seconds, 7 seconds, something like that. Is it? I'm guesstimating, obviously, but that's a hell of a gap he's opened up. And P3 as well. Karmakopa is now still chasing P3, but the gaps at the front of the pack are beginning to really widen up. We are on board now with Webbo, coming through into the later stage of the track, approaching the chicane. Let's see how he tackles this. Lovely, very well done. And popping in then, put some fresh tread. Looks as though he's going to go into lap 13 onto the softs, so I think that means he's going to get, well, it's going to have to be 8 laps on the softs, unless I'm very much mistaken. Be interesting to see how that goes. Karmakopa then manages to get himself P1, but then what has happened there? Milo has managed to pick up a penalty. Sorry to see that, mate. Apex, where are we now? Lovely line coming out of that right-hander. Bit of a gap, but he is trailing just behind. I say just behind, some seconds behind PFC Bannon. Webbo now then in P9 as he's out on the softs. Those tyres are going to be cold. Probably want to be a little bit cautious then as he's coming through these earlier corners. Unfortunately, I did see this actually when engineering for the S1 gents. I saw that one of our drivers, unfortunately, was still having quite cold tyres, even after having been racing for a considerable period. I wonder if it's maybe something about the track, but the point I was getting to, you do not want cold tyres, because if they're too cold, they're not going to hug as well. But also if they're too hot, that's also not really desirable. I would like to say I know enough to give you some of the science on it, but I am just fluffing now. So I know that it doesn't want to be too hot, it doesn't want to be too cold. It wants to be like Little Red Riding Hood's porridge, and it needs to be just right, because if it's one way too far either way, you're going to have a bad time and you're going to end up with grass in your bowl. but Webbo there is doing a stonking job then. So he's got this out lap with his fresh softs, 9th place, and Milo's stopped over just to let him by. Very well done, and that gives Webbo a run at P8 and P7. You see there, Brum is just popping in for some fresh treads. So yeah, there we are. Look at that. That's some style points, surely, right? Going in for some softs as we go into lap 14. So yeah, I stuck to my intended plan of 7 laps on the softs. We get Revlits dropped in as well. Top up on the fuel. What's that? Look, 2 litres, something like that. Nice. Rizback as well on some fresh tread, and then that means that at the front of the pack, Wasp we still have in P1. Still hasn't managed to best the P2 time of 56.5, but he's not far off. He's got a 156.6 set very early on. I say very early on, in the first third. Obviously math wasn't my strong point. Finn now, what's the distance? Still a bit of a distance. He's coming down to that I don't even know if this is a hairpin. Is this a hairpin? I really should study what the differences are. It's a tight one. It's a tight one. We can say that. Mostly coasting through that one. From certainly the way I was doing it was brake early, turn in, coast through, and get back on the power as early as possible, but not too early, because I found that I was losing the back end quite a bit. So very good to see everybody flying through them without losing anything through that corner. And Rhino then pushes his way up into P3. Looks like Thump is having a look in his pockets as he's coming into the later corners, approaching the chicane. He's going to go out wide. Thump is then coming in. Is he going to snatch it? He does snatch them. Nicely done. Nicely done, Rhino. It's a shame that you've had to go in and get some fuel. I think if it wasn't for the barren tank, maybe you would have had a shot at hanging on to that one there. But very good show, mate. Look at that. 0 fuel as it goes in there for fresh tyres and a drink. Webbo flies past, neck and neck then, as we're approaching. I've just seen on the YouTube, your browser encountered an error while decoding the video. Whomever is possibly running the SVR restream of my Twitch, there's an error, if that's something you can attend to. If you are still hearing me on YouTube, then the Twitch stream is still up, so I'm not sure what's happened there. Apologies. I will be making the stream available for upload onto the channel either way, so it can always be reviewed. Let's just join back here. I say join back, you guys are still watching. I'm looking at a different screen here, just seeing this error just pop up. But it looks as though Webbo and Kamakopa are still fighting for P4. And they are pretty much neck and neck as we go in here, as we come into this right-hander. Kamakopa briefly snatched it, but Webbo says, no, not today, mate, this is mine, get your own. You can have P4 on the next one, maybe. I don't know if that's maybe some banding or a connection thing, but or maybe it just was a bit of frustration, giving the wheel a wobble. Holds it together though as it comes through into the final third. No, it's about half in it. In the latter half of lap 15. Followed closely by Revelit and Rizback. Myself, Hervas, he really did enjoy, I think, getting a real good look at the rear of the Bocastine Adrian Newey car. And I mean, who can blame him? It is a lovely looking motor, isn't it? That colour scheme. I wonder if maybe he was trying to see what helmet I was wearing. That is an homage to the Fantastic Four. The Rock Man, I can't remember his name. That one. That's what that is. But yeah, he certainly was making me very nervous as we got into the latter quarter of this Nürburgring stint. And Rhino, I remember now, had to go straight back in because there was it made a misselection, unfortunately, on the tyres. He'd gone from mediums back onto mediums, so I had to run back in and grab himself some softs. It's just how it goes, isn't it? Sometimes make mistakes. PFC Bannon then coming through into lap 16 in 11th place. Apex Specs then in 12th as he's approaching that final right-hander as he closes out lap 15. And where have we got Milo? Milo is determined not to pack it up, and got to take your hat off there. I mean, it's a fantastic track. You still maybe want to, even if you know that it's not going to go the way you want it, still ride it out, eh? Still enjoy the race. Some lovely scenes there. So the stands, the great architectural work. I hope you enjoyed yourself, mate. But at the top of the pack, Wask is still holding strong in P1. He has also now snatched, this has probably happened a while ago, no, there you go, he'd done it 2 laps ago. He's bested the fastest lap and managed to get a 1:54.9. Absurd, absolutely absurd. Well done, really well done. Where's Finn then? He's closing in. He's closed the gap somewhat. Has it been a pit stop? No, doesn't look like it has been. I say closing in. As that straight has opened up, we can see that the distance is still substantial. I think it may be appropriate to start referring to Wask as an alien. I don't know if I'm qualified to make that call. I'm not qualified to commentate, so maybe I'll leave that to some of the professionals. But yeah, he's certainly got a hell of a distance between P1 and 2. P2 Finn, P3 Thump in the lovely Delesi Comacopa. He's snatched it off of Webbo. That's my P4. He's got it. Webbo's now sat in P5 as we approach this right-hander. Comes out very strong, very nice line out of there. Reveler then looking every which way, as we've already covered. Knows all the right spots to hit as he comes out of that bend. And myself as just there. I was just there. It was going all right until it wasn't. I don't really want to spend too much time looking at my performance there. Style points from Hervas, mate. That. Look at that. Let's have a look at that again. It's almost enough to maybe want to go and get one of them buttons that you press and you get all the set up. Oh. Well. I mean, I reckon that's probably a mistake. I don't think that was intentional, but it does look like we've got a little bit of contact. This is just the state of the races. You get yeah. That's reminds me of my round 1 performance. Unfortunately, when the car in front stops, you've either got to find a way round or stop as quickly as they do, and unfortunately, it doesn't always happen, which is quite clearly the case in this situation. Rhino then is after, unfortunately, the tyre selection fiasco, has still managed to maintain P10. Unfortunate to have seen him drop from a much higher position earlier in the race, but c'est la vie, as they say. We'll see you on the next one, mate. I'm sure that the final outing of the Bocastein boys, we'll see something special, I'm sure. PFC Bannon coming through then, chasing down Rhino, having a best section there at 1:26. I think that was a 0.8. And Apex Specs, where are we, Apex? I think he's interestingly just trailing behind Milo, but is actually ahead. I think Milo maybe had a bit of a day of it at Nürburgring. Maybe he was just overwhelmed by the legend that is the track itself, and perhaps that was a bit overwhelming. But on to the next one, mate. You'll find it again next round. Wask still leading the pack. Fantastic job. 154.9. Where are we? Finn P2. 155.1. Thump. Now, it's not as easy to see there, but what are we? 157.4. Pretty good. Komakopa 156.5. Really some fantastic times here. 157.6 from the king of commentary, Webbo the man himself. Being chased down by Weverlet. There we are. That's me reading Webbo and saying Revelet. That's what happens. Revelet there, 6th place. Myself, I think this is where it all goes wrong. Let's stay here and let's partake in my suffering. Because I think actually it was the final right-hander. I think I was too comfortable. I think Rizback, you weren't frightening me enough. I think I was too comfortable. My mind was wandering, and as I've come into this right-hander here, got back on the gas a little bit too early. No, spoiler alert, that's next lap. We'll come back next lap. Rizback chasing me down then in P8, followed very closely by Hervas. Hervas wanted to mix it up and have a look at the rear of the Kimmies, which is arguably, I would say, closely placed, if not better looking than the Berkstein livery. But obviously my allegiances are with the boys, so I can't put my name to that. Obviously, in my opinion, the Berkstein colours are the best in the league. Rhino, as you can see, donning the beautiful green. Fantastic line coming out of T1, mate. PFC, again, lovely line. A little tighter than I would have done. Still a good job. Holds it. There we are. Apex crossing the line to begin lap 19 then. And Milo just thinks, why not have a little chomp on some of that over there? That looks quite nice. And Wask consistently leading the pack, as he has been for probably, I think it's been, if not all of it, the majority of this whole round 12. A 154.9 does look like he's going to best that, I think, for the final lap. I think it's probably just now a victory lap. He knows he's won. Where's Finn? Finn's coming out T1. Thump, where are we? Just making their approach to that final straight to begin lap 20, and closely followed by Komakopa. Webbo flying through with a 158.2, enters his final lap at Nürburgring, round 12, Revelet. And here we go. There we are. Let's bask in the glory of my pain. I was quite happy to go into my final lap in P7. Very pleased with myself. Although, yeah, that's what happened there. So I had to cede those 2 places to Hervas and Rizback. Well deserved. Both put the pressure on for the whole race. Thoroughly enjoyed looking at you in my rear view, but unfortunately I wasn't paying full attention going into the final lap as I should have been, so you live and learn. Too many beans has cost me 2 positions there, but never mind. I still had a fantastic race. Thoroughly enjoyed myself, as did Rhino, even though it was a frustrating one. Maintained some fantastic lines, some great demonstrations of technical capability as he's mastering these early corners of the final lap. PFC Bannon, largely the same. Bit of a squill coming out as we're making those tight left-handers. And Apex begins their final lap then, closing out lap 19 with a 2:02. And let's just see then how we're closing out. Wask there very comfortably. He knows he's won. He's not going to beat that time. A 157.2. Very well done, Wask. And with that, has evidently won the championship of season 2. Congratulations, my friend. Fantastic driving throughout. It's an honour to rubbed wheels with you throughout the season, and yourself, Finn. Phenomenal performance from both of you. Really inspiring stuff, and look forward to seeing what happens in season 3. Thump and Komakopa still battling it out for 3 and 4 as we approach then the end of the race here. It doesn't look as though, as far as I can see, there's any chance for a note. That is it. That is Thump in 3rd, Komakopa 4th. Webbo then is closing out in P5. Very well done, my friend. Revelit, Crazy Eyes crosses the line with a 158.5, and Rizback, as we make that final right-hander, holds it together much better than I did, quite clearly. Comes through then with a 2 minutes almost flat for their final, followed closely by Hervas, and then myself with a 2.666. I'm not a superstitious person, but I would say the devil had a hand in my performance on that day. Rhino, very well done, mate. A 157.7 for your final lap. Very well done indeed. BFC Bannon, a 2 minutes point 2, and Apex there, making his final approach through the chicane on that low tread. Really can't. You just, no matter how many beans you've got to give, you can't be spending them on that chicane when you've got that little tread. So we are then, Apex closing out the final lap of round 12 at Nürburgring. Well, I was misreading the screen there. I thought I got the laps wrong. There we are, 2 minutes 2. And Milo, I hope you enjoyed yourself, my friend. Thank you everyone for joining me. Sorry for the technical woes at the start. Sorry for choking out part way through repeatedly and losing my place in what I was doing. Never claimed to be a pro. I'm just here to watch it with you, really, and to click through and to say stuff about it as we watch. I need to jump off very quick, actually, because it is now time for web stays. So I've got my livery ready. I've got my cars selected. I've got my tunes done. I'm at 400 pp. I'm going to end this stream now. Thank you all for joining me. And very much look forward to seeing you on the next one.